Today is the basically I quit my job yesterday. I do have internet at my house, by the way. So we're gonna have to figure all that out. This is all just kind of new to me. Anyway, it might go in and out until we figure out what's the best scenario for streaming when I'm inside of my house. I quit my job, a job that I have for 7 years. A lot of people think it's stupid. A lot of people mention like the CX effect or whatever, but most of you, I guess like 50% of the people that came with me from Twitch or whatever know that I used to stream anyway on the side. So we have a lot of people just here to support regardless. I think what pushed me to make the decision to want to quit my job was the fact that this last couple of weeks that I was hanging out with Paul, the amazing growth that I had with my community, and also some people that came over from his community just to support me along with my adventures with Paul. Obviously, I owe a lot to Paul, and just a lot of other people, obviously, through my Twitch career going up, Hube Sama and people like that are just bigger streamers than me in general. But like realizing that I had to go back to work, and the fact that Paul had mentioned to me, I think it was New Year's Day this year, where we were talking, and he was just like, yo, having all these plans to go places, including India, out of all places, and me really just thinking. It took me about a week or two. As you could see, there was definitely emotion going on inside of me, just to be like, well, what the fuck do I do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I see this golden opportunity where I have the opportunity to stream with the largest streamer who wants me to be around, first of all. And I want to be around. And although he doesn't have the CX network anymore, I enjoy hanging out with Paul, even to the point where we don't even have to be together, but just in the same area and still have a great time and know that we can count on each other at the end of the night to link up if we have to. I have a team behind me that makes sure that I'm okay as well. So big shout out to my team, Dark Bite, Cash In, all of my moderators and things like that. But that weighed heavy on me, you know what I mean? And I was able to make some money for donos and things like that. Like TTS basically covered a lot. Like, even though $2 here, $2 there, it really let me realize that I can do this if I wanted to. And I weighed it versus how much I'm actually earning in my normal job. And I liked my job a lot. I really did. Especially for the first couple of years, I loved teaching. I was security was a big thing for anybody who's ever watched my documentary. Security is a big thing in my life. So I've always had a full-time job, because that just maintained, it solidified the fact that I knew my bills were going to get paid, But then this last month or so, I realized, hey man, I'm actually earning more money streaming than I am, or I could. The potential to earn more money streaming is definitely there. Not that much, but basically kind of just, I feel like it could equal out to what I do teaching. And there's some benefits to me not teaching anymore. The fact that I don't have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning is an incredible benefit. I suffered for the last 2 years. I literally considered suffering. I had to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to be able to go to work, to get there by 8 o'clock in the morning, and then work all the way to 5, and then take the bus and a train home, and I would get home by 7. I'd literally have 2 to 3 hours. A lot of you know, because I used to stream sometimes, I'd start at 7 or 8 o'clock, and I would end at 12, and 12 or 1, and then have to turn around and wake up in 4 to 5 hours again to just do the whole cycle again. And it was really brutal on my body. I just wasn't getting enough sleep. And then trying to do two things at one time, to be a streamer as well as to be a full-time employee of a company, is quite daunting. But then couple that with the fact that I also had the 4 hours of commute. I think that's what basically broke the camel's back for me. I just thought it was such a waste of life for me. And most people, I would say probably the majority of people that watch me feel the same way. 4 hours a day on commuting is insane.
Yo, bro.
Yo, hold on. I'm gonna put you on speaker.
Alright.
Ice your balding quick.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
So tell me, man, what's up? I know you said you quit your job, but like, give me the details.
Dude, I started streaming, man. I'm fucking streaming now. Except this is the life, you know what I'm saying?
What made you say fuck it and quit?
Honestly, because like I remember on New Year's when we were talking, you know, and you were having the conversation with the guy, and then you were like, oh, I guess we're gonna go to India, and like in the back of my mind, I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even matter if it was India or whatever. That whole mindset of like, I'm just basically stuck until I'm not stuck anymore. Kept on eating at me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think like now that you started streaming again, like, you know, you're gonna be on your adventures, and obviously you're you. But if I have the opportunity to hang out with you and you want me to be around, like, I don't want to waste that opportunity. And having a fucking job limits me from being able to be free. So that's pretty much it.
All right. I mean, that's a huge risk.
Well, I told my chat this morning, and I'm telling you right now, like, you know, I have about a year's worth of salary saved in my personal bank account in case of emergency. So it's not like my bills aren't going to be paid for my house. Like, and I am a fucking teacher, which means in a year from now, if shit doesn't work out with this streaming stuff, I could literally just go back to teaching English, hopefully closer to where I live. You know what I mean? Because at least that way, I won't be having to travel 4 hours a day. So I always have that as an option. It's not like that's not something that I can't do. You know what I mean? And I think that even if I did become a teacher again, I would probably just do it part-time and be able to make the money that I need to, like, you know, back to where I was via subs. But I'm hoping that I can make this live streaming thing work. Fuck it. You know what I mean? You know, at the end of the day, I just was like, I was at work, man. And I didn't want to be there. And I remember the last time we were talking, and you were already kind of talking about India as if it was only going to be you. And I wanted you to know, like, that wasn't something that I forgot about. And I felt like I couldn't be in the conversation because I was trapped. So ultimately, it was now or never. You know what I mean? And I was kind of like, well, the thing is, man, like, you're in Sapporo or Hokkaido, right? I've never been there. And because of my job, I couldn't go. And so I saw you get lucky with the hot ass girl or whatever, and I was like, fuck this, bro. Like, that played a major part. I was like, dude, this motherfucker's banging hot ass chicks, and I'm literally stuck here at, like, I have to go to work in 3 hours. It was fucking fucked up, bro.
So you quit? So you quit your job because I fucked that girl?
Well, it wasn't only that. It was basically because, like, you know, I was kind of like, I could have been there. I've never been there. Oh, by the way, before I forget...
Well, you want to f*** her too?
I mean, I would. You know what I'm saying? I definitely would. But anyway, make a long story short, I was thinking, I don't know how long you're planning on going on for, but if you do get back to this area, what we could do is a day trip out to Nagano to do some snowboarding.
Why don't you come over to Sapporo?
All right, let me get off the phone with you. Let me message my mods and see if we can get a plane ticket for me.
All right, and somebody send this man $50 for the plane ticket.
If that's all it is, then I'm fucking gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like $50.
All right, let me see if my mods can hook it up right now, or if I can go. What you don't even. Okay, let me just try and see what's going on. Okay.
All right.
I'll message you. Regardless, I'll message you. Okay.
All right.
All right. Cool. Peace.